This is a demonstration of how to use highlight.org. First of all, I will introduce the elements of the highlight.org toolbar and then demonstrate how to use that to create highlights, and then how to use the highlights that you have created. First of all, you need to log into the toolbar, the highlight.org toolbar, before you can create highlights. So let me log in. Once I've logged in, I get the toolbar and it's ready to use state. Let me introduce the items on the toolbar. The first thing that you have on the toolbar is a link that will actually take you to highlight.org. Let me open another tab, click on the highlight.org toolbar, and it will take me to highlight.org and show me the features that are there. Next, there's a button that takes me to my report on highlight.org, and we'll talk more about that in a second, but I'll go ahead and demonstrate. Click on the report button, and this is the report that you see on highlight.org. It tells you and reports on the highlights that you have created. Next, on the highlight.org toolbar is a tags box where you can type in words that describe the highlight that you have created. Then there's a list of all of the topics that are available on highlight.org. There are approximately 1,000 topics listed alphabetically, with the most recent ones that you have used at the top, and the custom highlighters that you've created listed below that, before you get into the list of all the other highlighter topics. Next, you have the list of topics that you can apply to the highlights that you create. And depending on your screen resolution or your screen size, you can have between 2 buttons and 5 buttons. In this resolution, I have 3 buttons that I can use, and it shows me that one is Benjamin Franklin, one is Thomas Jefferson, and one is William Bradford. Next on the toolbar is a search box where I can type in word or words, and then click on this search button, and it will search all of the highlights, all of the public highlights, or all of my highlights on highlight.org. Next, we have a button that has some yellow highlight glasses on there, and that actually will display the highlights that are on the current page, and I will demonstrate that shortly. Also, there's a number to the right of that that shows how many highlights on the current page. Currently, on this page we're looking at, there are no highlights, but we will create some, and they will be displayed here. This next button allows you to create new custom highlight topics. Like I said, there are about 1,000 base topics, but you can create one or more custom topics depending on what you are researching and depending on the membership that you have. The free membership allows you to create 5 custom topics. You can create more, up to as many as you want, depending on the paid subscription that you have on highlight.org. The next button allows you to reload or refresh all the lists of topics in your topic list, and if you create a new one, you need to reload that so it's listed in the list of topics. There are other video tutorials that teach you how to do that. Also, we've integrated the highnote.org and hightask.org with the highlight.org toolbar so that you can create your own notes and your own tasks to help you in your research. And then there is a question mark, which is a help button on highlight.org that will take you to a number of help resources, including FAQs for frequently asked questions, descriptions and training on how to do different activities on highlight.org, and including video tutorials such as the one that you are watching now. So let's go ahead and begin using this toolbar. First of all, I'm researching Benjamin Franklin, one of my heroes. I found this site on about.com that describes some of the inventions that Benjamin Franklin is noted for creating. So let's go ahead and highlight this one section that tells us this one passage that Benjamin Franklin was born on January 17, 1706 in Boston, Massachusetts. So all we have to do is select that with our mouse, just as we would select any text. We click the the left mouse button, drag the mouse to the end of what we'd like to select, and then we let up on the mouse, and we've selected some text. Now all we have to do is click on the button that says add to this selected text to highlight.org. So just that easy. We've now created our first highlight. Let's go to highlight.org to verify that. We click on the highlight.org. It shows us the most recent highlights that we have created, and it shows us this one that we just created on about.com that tells us that Benjamin Franklin was born on January 17th. So with just a few clicks of the mouse, we've created now a highlight, and we have a lot of powerful features that we can then do with that highlight that I'll demonstrate shortly. Let's go ahead and create several highlights on this page. If we click on this yellow sunglasses icon, we can see the highlight that we created. Let's find something else. Here's one that says mid-18th century scientists and inventors consider electricity to be Franklin's most remarkable area of investigation and discovery. So in many ways, Benjamin Franklin is the father of electricity, and based on the research that he did. So let's now select that section and click on the Benjamin Franklin button. We've now created a second highlight, and we can display that. And if we hover over a highlight that's being displayed, we get a little information about it, telling the category and the topic, the date that it was created, and who created it. But one thing I thought was very interesting is that Benjamin Franklin invented bifocal glasses. So I wanted to highlight that, select it with my mouse, try to select just a portion here. Maybe the way this page is created, it's not letting me do that. And we'll find something else. Okay. Another one. This one talks about some of the writings that Benjamin Franklin did, which I think are important. So let's talk about Poor Richard's Almanac. Select that button, and now let's actually create a highlight with an image. So up here we have an image of Benjamin Franklin. We select some text down here below, but it does describe Benjamin Franklin, so we can create a highlight with an image with it. The way we do that is we right mouse click on the image. Oh, that one won't work because it's a flash element. Okay, won't be able to show you how to do that here, but the way that works is that you right mouse click on an image, and you're able to select that to be part of your research. Okay, those are plenty. We've now created several highlights on this page. Let's highlight those. It shows that we have 2 on this page. Now let's go and use those highlights that we've created on highlight.org. Let's refresh the page, and it shows us the most recent highlights. If we have not created an image, as we have here with the previous one, it takes the icon from the website. Here's the icon from about.com, and uses that icon to be associated with that highlight. On the front page of highlight.org, we have the ability to search for images. We also have a list of trending topics, some of the most important things that people are researching as of today, and we can see that we've got Benjamin Franklin here as one of the top topics that are being researched. We have a list of the 5 most recent highlights on this page, and we have some excitement, endorsement, some of the tweets that are going on about highlight.org. Next, so this is the search page or the home page. If we go to the browse page, this shows us all the highlights that we have created in the order that we have selected to display them. And right now we're showing the most recent ones at the top, but we can change the sort order and see the oldest highlights that we created first. Okay, then we have a very powerful feature called the reports page, and if you click on the reports button here or also in the toolbar, it will take you to your reports page, and this is where it reports on what your highlights, different things about your highlights that you have created. For example, here it shows that I have created a total of 15,046 highlighted words in my highlight collection. It shows me that these are my personal topics that I've created. I created each one of these: Benjamin Franklin, Christopher Columbus, Thomas Jefferson, William Bradford. It shows me the highlights that I have used that are public, so France, Hawaii, Mexico, travel. This shows me all the websites that I've highlighted things on, including this one, about.com, where I've just created these 2. And one of the really powerful features is this pie chart that shows what type of highlights, or what's the breakdown of highlights that I've created. And it shows me in my current month, so all the ones I've done in the past 30 days, it shows me that I have created 9 highlights about Benjamin Franklin. 9 is yellow. I've got 5 William Bradfords. I've got 3 Thomas Jeffersons, and I've got 1 Christopher Columbus. But of all the highlights I've ever created, I have this breakdown where I've still got 9 Benjamin Franklins and 9 Christopher Columbuses, all the way down to 1 Mexico, it looks like. This orange section of the pie shows the ones that are not in the top 10, but are still a significant portion of the highlights that I've created of all time. I have not used any tag words when I've created a highlight, so I don't have a tag cloud. But this shows me all of the highlights that I have, all of the words that I have searched for. So I have a search cloud, and this shows me that I've searched for the word right more than the other words. I also have a list of the 10 most recent images that I've highlighted. This is the image that I highlighted recently, and I can go back to those highlights just by clicking on the image that's associated with them. And then I also have the ability to have a favorite highlight and the most recent highlight that I created, and I can put those onto a blog site or a website or share them with others. Okay. Then I have a list of topics, and these are all the topics that I have used, and it just shows me a list of them in alphabetical order and how many times they've been used. And I can see all the custom topics that I have created. I can see all the topics. So this is a very long list of all the topics. I can see just the base topics, so just the base 1,000 topics that are part of highlight.org. And I can see all the custom topics that anyone, including myself, has created. I can go and see all the notes that I've created by clicking on this note button. And I can go and see all the tasks that I've created. In this case, I have not created any tasks. Let's go back and look at what we can do with a highlight. And here's a highlight that I previously created. I can click on that to just view that one highlight. I can see that I've created one note about this, where it talks about Benjamin Franklin being a diplomat, an inventor, and a scientist. And my note was that Benjamin Franklin is a very busy man. If I click on this green link, this will actually open up the website that this was created on. Takes me back to that site, and I see this image that I highlighted as part of this highlight. If I click on this next icon here, this will allow me to share this link. You see, this is the page that I was on and highlight. And if I click on this copy link button, that is now copied into my clipboard buffer, and I can then paste that into the research that I'm doing, or I can paste it into a text message or a blog or an email, and that makes it very easy to share that in any number of ways. So once you've highlighted information, put it into your highlight database, it's very easy to use that for many important purposes. Okay, as you saw here, there's a note, but let's create another one that said Benjamin Franklin invented bifocals. Bifocal glasses. Now we can add that to highnote.org, and when we refresh this page, we can see we now have two notes that we have created relating to this one highlight. Notes can be added to highlights or to tasks or to other notes, or they can just be standalone notes that are is a type of mini blogging system. Okay, another thing you can do with a highlight is you can share it with a friend. Click on that button, type in a friend's first name, type in that friend's email address, click on the send email button, and you can share this with a friend. So if you find some information that someone is looking for, you can share this with them. With this button here, you can add a highlight to an additional topic. Right now the topic is Benjamin Franklin, and maybe we have a highlight topic called Founding Fathers. We can apply the same highlight to the topic Founding Fathers and locate it and navigate to it that way. We can also, if this is my favorite highlight because it has this really nice image of Benjamin Franklin, I can click on this My Favorite button. This now specifies that as my favorite, and I can I've got a number of widgets here that I can grab if I'd like to put onto my blog site or a website and let people know what my favorite highlight is that I have on highlight.org. If I've got a favorite quote, that's a perfect use for that. This button here allows us to create a citation. It does an automatic citation. We just have to select the text, and then it builds the citation based on everything else that it knows about the website that it came from, the topic that you selected, the date and the time, and who created it. This is a standard internet citation format. If we click on this copy citation button, it's now in our clipboard buffer, and we can paste that into a blog or an email or a Word document for creating some research. It does this for you automatically, and that is really one of the powerful features of highlight.org. We can translate this highlight into a different language. Maybe this is the highlight was originally created in a language that we don't read. We can change it to our native language using this, and calling the Google Translation API. And then there are a number of other features that we can use, including we can share this highlight on Facebook, on Twitter, and about 300 other blogging social networking sites if we so choose. So that's a brief rundown of how to create highlights and how to use them on highlight.org.